Everyone, welcome back. I wanted to make a video today about one of the most important things in Rails that is never talked about or glossed over, and that is the gem file. The gem file is used with Ruby on Rails or any Ruby project, and it is a way to specify gem dependencies for Ruby programs. So it's a way to basically say, this is the version of the libraries I'm using to help run my code or make my code writing easier. Okay, and for an example today, I have a gem file loaded up of a project I'm working on. Actually, I have the gem file for my website, applejuicescholars.com, which I encourage you guys to visit. Okay, so right here on line 1 here, we're just going to go through the gem file and explain everything line by line. We have maybe the most important line, and that is the source function, source line. And what the source line specifies is where the dependencies are stored online or in your directory that you're looking for. So, for instance, I'm saying that all of my gems are going to be located on rubygems.org. And that's true. Anyone can go and upload their gem to rubygems.org for anyone to use. And so whenever I list a gem, I'm saying go check rubygems.org for this gem first. The next line I'm specifying is what version of Ruby I'm using to see if the gems are compatible with that version. Pretty easy, but these two lines are very important, and it's important to know that maybe if you use a different source, you're looking in different places. You can also use, for instance, your own directory structure to play if you have gems in there and want to load gems from that place. Okay? Now is the standard gem call that you guys are so used to. So if you want to list a gem, you just list gem and then the name of the gem, and then when I run bundler, which looks for the dependencies, it will go to my source, try to find that gem, and if it does, it succeeds. If not, it reports an error. Okay? And so simply we have different types of gems. We have launchy, metadown, will paginate, and all these gems can again be found at the source page. Now we're going to get to some other ways of specifying gems here. As you can see here, we have gem stripe. And in gem stripe, I'm specifying that it has a git, and the git is github.com/stripe/stripe-ruby. Now, what I'm saying is that this gem stripe is located at this address. It's located on GitHub explicitly. So it has an option for Git. And so it says, okay, instead of looking at this source directory, rubygems.org, I want you to look at this Git directory first. It will look there first. If that fails, it will still default back to rubygems.org. So this is a way of overriding it. Maybe there's a special version of this gem you want to find on GitHub. There's also an option of source where you can specify basically the actual HTTP directory if it's not installed on GitHub. In this case, Devise is still installed on GitHub. Okay? Now we're going to talk about something that you see mostly on gem files, and that is versioning. Now, versioning is very important because some versions change a lot and are incompatible with other types of gems and code. For instance, probably the most insane example, or the easiest example, is Ruby on Rails. As you can see here, I have my Rails gem, and I have it specified as version 4.2.6. So if you want to specify the version after the name, just give it a second parameter of whatever number you want in between the quotes. Now, there are other ways of actually stating what version you want in Rails, because there's different versions, and maybe you want the latest version, or maybe you only want the latest version up to a certain point. And that's where this language comes in. With Sass Rails here, you can see that I have a squiggly operator and then a right arrow saying 5.0. What this means is that I will not have a bigger jump than the second to last number stated in the equation, the second to last decimal stated in my version number. So what this means is that, there's only 2 decimal numbers here, so that I will allow a version up to as great as 5.0 go as 5 goes, but not up to 6. So I will not allow the second to last number to change, but the last number can change as much as possible. So I could have 5.99, but I cannot have 6.0. So no matter what, I will not go up to 6.0. So basically, it's saying that I will not allow the version number to bump above what I state as the second to last number. Okay, so in 1.3 uglifier right here, oh sorry, that's greater than or equal to, in Coffee Rails, I will not allow the version to go to 4.2. See, because that is the second to last number. I could have this at 4.1.23, but as soon as this goes to 4.2, I will not take that version. I will take the last version of 4.1 offers. Now we're going to go into the final thing in this video, and that is grouping. So some gems in Rails, you only would insert in groups. For instance, a lot of testing gems, you only want to run in maybe testing environments and not in production, because you don't want to run tests in production. You want to run them in your testing environment and then push them up to production. So the way you can do this is with groups. So to specify one group, you can simply do group test do, and then within the block, give it the gems. And so those gems are only loaded up in the respective testing and in the respective environment. So in the testing environment. If you want to do multiple environments, you can simply do group development, comma test for all of them. Okay. If you want to do a one-liner, you can also do what I did here. I can do gem.mv Rails. I can do groups, and then I specified an array because I had 2 groups I wanted to be part of, development and test. And also, if you want to just do one group, just do group, colon, space, colon, and then your name, production in this case. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a huge thumbs up. It really helps me on YouTube if you enjoyed this video. Comment if you have any likes below. And I'm also starting a site where I'm trying to give as much info as possible called applejuicescholars.com. I'll have a link in the description, but please check this video out there and comment there if you want. And I'm going to have more details and a written description of this on the website, as well as more information. So go check it out and have a great day, guys. Have the best day of your lives.